Hey, welcome to Most Moto, Mindset of Successful Thinking. Moto is short for motivation. The true outcome of having a mindset of successful thinking is having an unwavering expectation of successfully achieving a predetermined goal, knowing that the outcome was supposed to happen. I know you all have heard about the slap that was heard around the world. Everyone has. And if you've been under a rock, you need to just Google Will Smith slaps Chris Rock. It's crazy. Something that happened. I tell you one thing, he's definitely taking the crown from Kanye West, stealing the show against Taylor Swift. Will Smith is taking the crown for sure. But what I want to talk to you today real quick is about, there's not a lot of things that you can control. There's a lot of things we cannot control. But there's only one thing that we can control, is our reaction and how we respond. Y'all have heard me talk about the way you respond so many different times throughout Most Moto's history, because I just want to encourage you to understand the importance of certain things. And I just want to encourage you today is that to just think about the way that you respond. Just think about the example that you're setting. And sometimes we all blow up, man. We're all human. Things happen. But there's only one thing that you can do and be responsible for, is the way you respond. I had an example real quick. I had a story about a friend of mine. I gave a car to a friend. They gave me we was in college. We was working at the same place. He was married in college. Good friend of mine, good people. They came and picked me up. One day my car got stolen. A lot of people know I used to sell a lot of old school cars back in the day. And one of my cars got stolen and I didn't have a car to drive. And my boy came and picked me up with his wife. My boy was 6'7". His wife was like 6'2" or 6'3" or something like that, 6 feet. I'm 5'11", on 6 foot on a good day, bigger than everybody else in the car. And they had their baby. They had one child at the time. And we was in the I think it's a Pontiac Grand Am, a small Pontiac. We're all squeezed into this car. And I just felt a remorse over me. And I said, man, you know what, man? They didn't ask for it. They didn't ask me about all this. I said, look, once I get my car back, or when the police find that car, I already got the money to buy another one. I'm going to give you this car. And now you don't have to do that. I said, no, man, this car is a big Oldsmobile. I said, look, man, you need this car size-wise. Give you more room. You'll have a car. Your wife have a car. Y'all have some time, just take it. They did. And I tell my wife, and I tell anybody this right now all the time, when you give a gift or you give someone something, you cannot be upset if they don't use it for what it was intended to do. So what happened is, he came to work one day. We came to work. I got my new car. I'm driving to work. And he come to work and his wife drops him off in the little bitty white car that that we rode in, cramped up together. I said, hey man, where's the car I gave you? He's like, oh, my boy is bending corners in it. So you mean to me I gave you a car that I could have given to my brother? I'm already having an argument with my mom about not giving my brother the car. I gave you a car. You're not even using it for what it was intended for? And I blew up. A lot of you know I don't cuss. I avoid cuss. When I do cuss, it don't even sound right. So I don't cuss at all. I used to cuss a lot, but I don't cuss at all. In that moment, I lost my response, my control of my response, and I cussed him out. I said, man, you mean, and in front of all other coworkers. I said, man, you mean to tell me, and it wasn't a big cuss word, it's a small cuss word, it's the A word. It's a small cuss word. I said, I gave you that car to drive, and you mean to tell me you still driving in that little bitty A car? And instantly I apologized, because I was out of my character. That wasn't the way I needed to respond. But see, there were people looking around us at work already, because we used to do Bible studies and all that stuff. They was waiting on me to fall. See, there's people out here waiting on you to fall. There's people out here waiting on you to make a mistake. And the one time you decide to lose the cool is when everyone's looking at you more. The magnifying glass is on you even more. And the thing they're waiting on to say is, I told you. See, what happened is, once I cussed them out and I apologized, I felt so bad and remorseful at that moment. They walked to the back, and that same guy I cussed out was walking to the back with another coworker. And that coworker was the manager, said, see, I told you. I told you he was going to cuss one day or fall off or whatever. And my boy said, no. See, my boy still knew my character. He knew who I was. And the good thing about having the character or having credibility, people that they still look after you, even in your worst of times. At that moment, my boy went back there in the back and said, no, that's still a man of God, man. That's still a good dude. He just made a mistake. See, what we try to do is make sure we understand that Will Smith is like, he's human. Everybody makes mistakes. But unfortunately, everyone's looking at him at that moment and saying, wow, How could you? Because he couldn't control the way he responded. What I want to do for you today is encourage you to understand the importance about how the way you respond. There's so many people out here looking for you to fall and fail. There's so many people out here looking at me to want to fall off and not be the person that they see in front of them. They want them to fail. And I want you to understand the importance that there's only one thing you can control in this life is the way that you respond. So don't let people get you to that boiling point of boiling over to where you cannot respond in the proper way that you need to. We all make mistakes and we all can't judge, because unless you're in that situation, you can't really judge at all. You can't really say how you would have responded. Oh boy, I would have did. No, you wouldn't. You don't know what you would have done. But what you hope to do is that you respond properly. Remember, the true outcome of having a mindset of successful thinking is having an unwavering expectation of successfully achieving a predetermined goal, knowing that the outcome was supposed to happen. See, that's the difference. Knowing that the outcome was supposed to happen because it was predetermined. But there's some things that's not determined. There's some things that happen that we don't know about. But the most important thing that we can control is the way that we respond when we don't know what's about to happen next. I'll holler at you.